As the snow continues to fall outside, wrestling season heats up inside the gymnasium. The Gibson City Melvin Sibley Fisher Falcons welcome Rantoul Township High School into bunny country, and it's all on MC22. We welcome you to Fisher High School, home of the bunnies usually, but today home of the Falcons, because come wrestling season, GCMS and Fisher combine, and today they welcome in Rantoul Township High School, the Eagles, for a dual meet. Welcome to MC22 along with Nathan Believa. I'm Joe Brand, and Nathan, a big match tonight. We'll get into that in a moment, but today, a time for both these teams to really get back on the track of the schedule. An exciting matchup tonight, which brings us to our wrestlers to watch for. Starting off with Rantoul, Demarius Smith-Terhune, pretty much just the all-out all-star on this team. Sure is. And for GCMS Fisher, it's the guy going against Smith-Terhune and Lane Williams, already leading the team in wins and in points. Sure. A couple of schools not too far away from each other. They come here to Fisher High School. It's the Eagles and the Falcons, all on MC22 when we come back. A few short moments away from our event tonight as GCMSF welcomes in Rantoul. Joe Brand alongside Nathan Believa. We'll now move to our Toyota Keys of the Meet. And Nathan, for Rantoul, it's to use that advantage of the lightness on the mat and maybe grab some momentum. We're going to start at the 170 weight class, but GCMSF can use the lighter weight still to their advantage and also the experience that they have. Yeah. Keep an eye out for those keys tonight as GCMSF welcomes in Rantoul for the MC22 Game of the Week. And we now move to the 120 weight class featuring Brandon Blake for GCMS Fisher. Now the other end, it's Luke Johnson for Rantoul, and Johnson jumping out to a quick lead, bringing Blank to the mat quickly. And right now trying to get that near fall, but 2 quick points for Rantoul as the Eagles got on the board for the first time on Preston Richardson's pin.
And this is another one where the Falcons moved their wrestler up a class. So Jacob Horsch, who we originally thought we were going to see at 120, we'll see next at 126.
Brandon Blank, a sophomore, usually at the 113 weight class, so he's going against the sophomore Luke Johnson, a record of 8-4 this season for Rantoul. And Johnson, with the quick 2 points, so far has been in control in this opening period. Has yet to get more after that first takedown. 30-6 lead for GCMSF total in this dual meet.
Yeah, Blake 7-7 on the year. You mentioned, everybody filling in, kind of move around weight classes, so you don't get to always go when you're some of the guys towards. I don't want to say the back end, but if you got a guy that's better than you, some matches like this, you get in there and you get to wrestle.
Well, it's a nice job by Josh Carter too to let more matches be played out, let more wrestlers compete today, especially on Rantoul's side, who had a couple of forfeits and guys that wouldn't be able to wrestle because GCMSF did have 1 forfeit of their own in the 126, but now some moving around, get more guys out there on the mat. And right now Johnson continuing to bring down Brandon Blank hard to the mat, a 4-0 lead right now for the Eagles. I should say for Luke Johnson, the Eagles as a whole down by 24 points as the two scramble around with now 15 seconds left in this opening period.
It's been a nice effort match, both of them back-to-back, and get these low classes, and that's what they got to do. You see a little bit more guys getting thrown around and really going head-to-head with some fun as he tries to escape out of bounds and did, but it's going to be the 2 for the takedown.
So Blank now showing some pain maybe in his lower backside.
It looked like his shoulder, actually, Joe. The one time when he was really kind of had both arms brought together, and it looked like he was kind of favoring his shoulder when he stood up there.
So Johnson right now with a 6-0 lead. He'll go on top for the final 3 seconds.
He protected that shoulder right there. As soon as he went behind him, he grabbed that left shoulder and kind of tucked it in real quick like he was protecting it. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, you saw him kind of bring his elbows out and stretch his arms a little bit before going the bottom position once again. As Johnson will start on top. Blank trying to get the escape, but Johnson quickly bringing him back to the mat.
He's got him wrapped right around the neck and
back
brought him
first,
back, and now he's got him down on that shoulder that we thought he was favoring there at the end of the first period.
You might see Johnson recognizing that Blank not completely back to regular form with that shoulder and maybe going against it, and now he...
And after the first 3 matches were all Falcons, these last 2 have been all Eagles. Rantul's done a very nice job in these lightweight classes of coming out and setting the tone very early in the matches, which is exactly what the Falcons did in those first 3. They attacked right away, never let up through McClure and then Franklin and Smith, and got those early points in the big lead with the forfeits.
And that's something we talked about, too, in the beginning of the meet is for Rantoul, if you've got a lot of younger guys, if you've got a lot of technically lighter guys, use that to your advantage. Use the quicker feet, maybe go and attack first. And as of right now, in the past 2 matches, it definitely has worked out for Rantoul. A pin for Preston Richardson against Max Harmon, and now a 6-0 lead for Johnson over Blank. And there's the first point for GCMS Fisher, as Brandon Blank gets the escape, and now 43 seconds left in the second period. Johnson going for another takedown.
And right now, this is our longest match of the night so far.
Definitely.
We had only gotten about 20 seconds into a second period before this, and barring a quick pin here, which actually he's going for right away, we might get our first look at the third period tonight.
Blank had one shoulder down and then just rocked his body to get the other shoulder up and the opposite shoulder down, but Johnson continuing to try and get that final pin. Now 15 seconds left in the second period, and Johnson just completely dominating right now in the final go.
You can hear both sides yelling encouragement to Johnson to try to get the pin, to Blank to let him know what he needs to do, and there's Blank getting that reversal.
Talk about a turn of events right there towards the end for GCMSF. What a job by Brandon Blake, getting something out of nothing basically, as Johnson was just a few inches away from a pin, but then turning the tables, Brandon Blank, and helping himself out as we move now to the third period.
They're going to get all that added up there, and I know that Blank got 4 is what he signaled up there, I believe, was the, yep, there we go, 11-5 is now the score. So Johnson got 3 for the near fall, and then Blank got 2 for his reversal, and then he added the near fall as well, and got right back into this match, because he was looking at an 11-1 deficit before that reversal.
Definitely, and you mentioned both sidelines, or both sides, giving encouragement, and Brandon Blank must have really heard that.
Yeah.
The way he was able to turn himself and Johnson around so quickly really brought himself back into this match. And we mentioned the Falcons with a giant lead right now, but you don't, if you're the Falcons, you don't want Rantoul to get that sniff of coming back into the dual meet.
That's exactly right, because they've got some big wrestlers who have been very successful coming up in the next couple of matches for Rantoul, and you look at it here for these 2 guys. We mentioned it's our first match of the night to get into the third, and let's see if either one of these guys kind of runs out of gas here over the next 80 seconds.
Johnson again getting some near fall points. Now going up again for another takedown, is getting 1 point is Blank on the escape.
Yeah, they gave 3 to Johnson on that last near fall, so he's getting close to that that major. He's actually in the major decision now, but getting close to the technical fall. If he can get a couple more takedowns, or take down another near fall, would do it.
As both wrestlers go to the bottom of the circle out of bounds. But yeah, a lot of resiliency by Brandon Blank here.
Look at both these coaches just firing off encouragement, still giving some advice. You saw a little technique there on how to see. I think he said go a different way for a takedown this time, because he'd gone the same way on the last 3, and Blank stuffed him.
Well, for Craig Acree, he has admitted himself his style of wrestling is a little bit weird. He says it's different than the normal basics that you're used to, and he said it worked out for him. Not guaranteeing it's going to work out for these guys, but he's going to teach the way he learned, and if it so happens not to work, then he'll go back to the basics, and that's what a lot of these guys are learning, are the basics. And right now Johnson still in control. Brandon Blank down, but not out.
He almost had him into a cradle again, and that's how he racked up all of those early points. He got him right there, just kind of had him standing on his neck, and rolled him back and forth, and now Blank's got the escape, and about 15 seconds left to make one last shot. He's got to go after the pin.
So at the moment, an 8-point lead for Johnson. 10 seconds left in this third period. Johnson once again going for that final pin, but he won't look like he gets to it. But Luke Johnson does win this match in the 120-pound weight class. What a fight by Brandon Blake. But Johnson helps Rantoul get on the board a little bit more. We'll head to the next match here on MC22.